the intro. All right. Good evening, everybody out there in Fantasyland. It is December 22nd, Tuesday. You've got me, Pete Karaganis. You've got Mr. Alex Hanowitz. And as you can see from Alex's lower third, which I still don't have, no Mark today.
Yeah, I don't
Mark,
understand. Wait, time out.
Tuesday.
Time out. I don't understand why.
Me, Pete Karaganis. You've got Mr. Alex Hanowitz. And as you can see from Alex's lower third, which I still don't have, Alex, mute your YouTube. Mark today.
Yep. I thought I muted it. That's my bad.
This is what happens when Mark isn't here, like an instant mess up.
So bad. Okay, so what I was going to say is I don't understand why my lower third works now on Chrome, and it never works when it's me. So it is definitely something that Mark is doing.
You know what it is? Honestly, I think he has somehow gone into his settings in his Google account and deleted our ability to use our lower thirds.
Yeah, and he just won't tell us about it.
That bastard. It's sickening. Right? All right, so Alex, I have a statement for you. First of all, okay, so Mark is not here.
Wait, real quick before you ask, I think for some reason, because I don't know what happened, the chat is disabled. So if you guys have any questions, tweet us. Please tweet us.
The chat is so much fun, though. So look at this. Mark's not here. We start off with you playing your YouTube. We disable the chat. Like, this is just a great... So this is what is in store for you tonight, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, this is going to be fun. But yeah, tweet us because the chat isn't working. We apologize. Blame it on Mark. Everything is Mark's fault tonight.
Yeah, Mark disabled the chat and our lower thirds, so you guys can't interact with us, and we can't make fun of him in our lower thirds. But we can tell you that he is...
Wait, I can. It's okay.
Oh, yeah, you can make fun of Mark in his own lower third, right? Like, that's legitimately his own lower third.
So, I mean, at least we get that, which is nice.
You know what I think we should do? I think... So I was going to, like, make fun of Mark by saying something like he's off milking cows in Packer Cheese Land or something, you know, dairy reference. I don't know. I had nothing good. So instead, what I think we should do, since we have no chat, is you should tweet us where you think Mark is. Like, where is Mark? What is he doing?
Like, where in the world is Scott Van Pelt?
Who is your daddy and what does he do? where is your Mark and what is he doing? Like, that's the worst Schwarzenegger impression you've ever heard in your life, right?
That was a Schwarzenegger?
You know that old like internet thing was like, who is your daddy and what does he do? You've never heard that, right?
No.
Oh my God, Alex, what is wrong with you?
No, I mean, I've heard it.
I've something crazy like anchovies, get out of here with the anchovies.
But it was so bad.
You want pizza with bullets on it? You've come to the right place. All right. So, you know what I'm talking about now, right? Like Arnold Schwarzenegger's pizza delivery service. If you don't know what I'm talking about, you need to go listen to this right now. Arnold Schwartz's pizza delivery service. Well, after the show, listen to it. All right.
So, also, we have an announcement. Timeout. The awards next week. We're going to do a bunch of end-of-season awards, including the DeGaffiest quarterback and the best pizza slinging balls and a couple others.
I think my favorite one is best pizza slinger.
Yeah.
Like, you know, I'll give you a clue who might be nominated for that. But yeah, we're going to do year-end awards. They're going to be a lot of fun. So next week is the year-end awards show.
Well, we're going to go back to 2 next week because we're not doing Christmas Eve this week, but we're going to do the 2 next week, I believe. Right. Unless it's New Year's. Is New Year's fall under these days?
Next year's is New Year's Eve, so we might just have one next week.
Yep,
too.
We're going to do one show again. Okay, great.
All right. Look at that awesome intro. We got through all the news in a really haphazard fashion. We had 2 technical glitches, and we asked people to tweet us what they think Mark is doing, and a horrible Schwarzenegger impression.
Like top 5 worst of all time.
What are you talking about? That was great. It's comedy gold.
It was comedy gold, but not for the impression.
Right. Also, to tease next week's show, you'll find out what is Pete drinking tonight. I was going to tell Mark and show him the can and everything, but he's not here, so you'll just have to remain in the dark. Hey, maybe we should talk football. What do you think, Alex?
I'm okay with that. Didn't you have a question for me that we glossed over?
Yeah, so here's my statement to react to, okay? I have 2 statements. I'm going to make them back-to-back, and I want you to react to each one as I make it, all right? Statement number 1. The safest cash game play this week is Amir Abdullah.
Oh, I love it. I love it. We were going to talk about him in the value picks, but
yes, we are. So, but what do you think about the statement about the safest cash game play this week?
Here's my take on that. Last week I was off the Cincinnati running game because San Francisco actually at home has been really good against the run. But on the road, this is a team that gave up 170-plus yards to Crowell. Isaiah fucking Crowell.
Mm-hmm.
Abdullah looked very good, even had Caldwell even let him back in the game after his fumble, and he broke off a gigantic run in the fourth quarter, third quarter, fourth quarter, whatever. Probably the fourth quarter. He looked very good. He finally got in the end zone for the first time since his first NFL carry, it was an easy run. He looked great. They actually started blocking, and they're at home. So I think that
and they have no reason not to run the ball.
The only
not to use him to run the ball. Rather, why would you not? The season's over. Sorry, go ahead.
The only worry that I have here is Joik still probably gets the goal line carries like he did last night,
which is dumb. Like you should see if Amir can get it in.
But I mean, it's dumb, but it's the Lions. So at the same time, like this might not be the safest cash play of the week, but it's the safest value cash play. Might say that.
Okay. Statement number 2. You ready?
Yep.
The safest cash game value play this week is Cameron Artis-Payne.
That's not a value play, though. Not really.
Close enough.
Time out. You just you did the same question, but 2 different players.
That's the whole point. I wanted to see how you reacted based on different names.
I don't love Cameron.
They call this show business, Alex. You got to do some things like that.
A little warning would have been nice.
The point is, I didn't want to warn you. We want genuine reactions.
He catches the ball. He didn't run very well against the Giants. But I mean, the only reason that I would say yes to this is the fact that Atlanta bleeds points to the running back. But as far as a safe cash play, I'm not calling it that. I like it as a tournament play.
Plus volume. Now, unless I'm mistaken, just 2 weeks ago against Atlanta gave up to the Panthers something like 160 rushing yards between Whitaker, Jonathan Stewart, and Tolbert combined. Not counting Newton, it was something insane. It was like 240. No. I don't have the exact number in front of me, but they gave up. They just absolutely, you're right. They bled points on the ground to the Panthers. Cameron Artis-Payne's the guy. Like, I started Fozzie Whitaker and still advanced in my playoffs because I had Cam and David Johnson. But it's not Fozzie. What's that?
We thought it was going to be Fozzie, and it just wasn't.
It's not. Yeah. Okay. I could, by the way, the other name who I was thinking of throwing in there with the drum roll, please, and the safest cash game play this week. You want to take a guess who it was? Another value guy, maybe not too low.
Can I have a position?
Running back as well.
Powell.
Good call. I actually agree with that, but no, it was going to be James White.
That's my play of the week.
James White was the other name I almost threw in there. Safest cash game play.
Powell is the safest cash game play
against the Jets. People without Amendola against the Jets, who you got to throw on.
Yeah, I understand, but Powell has led snaps 2 of the last 3 weeks. Ivory hasn't been that effective, and Powell has been explosive. I think it's 3 or 4 straight weeks with 10 plus or something like that. Hold on, I will look it up real quick. All right.
Also, you should change your lower third to our Twitter handles in case people don't have them. And the chat is disabled. You can start a Twitter conversation with us. Other viewers can participate, that sort of thing. Right, no mark equals no rules.
While I'm doing this, then.
What do you need me to do?
Look up Powell. Okay.
Powell has been – okay, so first of all, let's get something straight. You know what? Let's just go to the value picks because we're going to talk about Powell there, right? So let's get started and do this in a semi-organized fashion, which Mark would definitely approve of. And let's just go right into the value picks. You agree?
Yeah, I'm good with it.
Okay. So what we're going to do tonight, guys, we do not have a show this Thursday. This Thursday is Christmas Eve. Believe it or not, Alex and I have families. We have people who like us. I know that might be a shock to some of you, but we're going to spend some time with them.
Movies and have Chinese food.
Which movie? Got to be a Star Wars, right? There's nothing
else. Probably going to be Star Wars.
Yeah.
Because I am going to be a little less crowded, although all of the Jews are going to be there as well. So it could be hitter. It could be extra crowded, or it could be not crowded.
I am really looking forward to seeing that with my kids for the first time, seeing a Star Wars movie in the theater. You know, that's going to be a unique experience. We haven't gone yet. We're waiting for the Christmas break, and we're going to take the BB-8 with us and annoy people before the show starts. Which, by the way, was recently nominated by Forbes as the best Star Wars toy ever. The Sphero BB-8. Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Didn't see that.
All right, so no show Thursday. So tonight we're doing value picks plus a lineup.
Yeah, wait. One of our awards is going to be BB-8 most fun player to watch and entertain us.
Yep, next week's award show going to be fun. They're going to be stupid awards like that one.
Ridiculous
awards. Okay, so tonight we're going to do value picks and a lineup. We're going to do a 2-for-1 with no mark. Fasten your proverbial seatbelts because here we go. And I love the number one pick we're starting off with because, first of all, as a self-hating Bears fan, there's nothing I love more than playing people against the Bears. And so Jameis Winston, now Alex sent me the value picks this week, but since Mark isn't here, he didn't send me the prices. Jameis Winston, coming off a game where the Buccaneers lost and he threw Alex 2 picks last week, or just 1?
I think it might have been just 1. I think.
Okay, and still had a pretty decent week. I mean, still put up double digits. I think he put up something like 14 points, maybe 14, 15 points.
Oh no, he had a lot of points last week.
Jameis?
Yeah, hold on.
No, I don't think he scored more than 15.
Jameis had 24, 363, 2 scores and a pick.
Okay, I stand corrected. And now he goes home and faces the Bears.
That's with a fumble lost.
Now he faces the Bears, who are a very bad team. I've played the Bears defense sporadically throughout the year. I was on them, as you guys know, about 5-6 weeks ago, playing them every week and doing pretty well with them. I've been off them the past 2. We haven't discussed them since. I do not like the Bears in this matchup. I do like Jameis. So, Alex, is there anything not to like about playing famous Jameis this week?
I don't think so. I think this is more a question for you just because it's your defense. But I like the fact that they're home. Are they favored? I think they're favored, correct? Yes or no?
I mean, they have to be. They must be favored.
Should be. I'm assuming that they're favored. So that just the two of those things combined with, I'm assuming, a decent over-under in this game just because the offenses are better than the defenses. Yeah, and obviously no VJax hurts him, but he still has Evans. He has a healthy ASJ, and Martin's running the ball very well.
I mean, Teddy Bridgewater put up 30-some points against them last week. Teddy Bridgewater. And it was all through there. Stephon Diggs had 2 scores, and Tampa Bay has much better talent at all of the receiving positions, including out of the backfield with Charles Sims. So to me, this is sort of a no-brainer. I think Winston is a fantastic value play. Maybe we'll even make him a cash play. What do you think?
Yeah, I don't hate it.
For a cash lineup? Okay.
I actually really do like that. Although I like the other quarterback just as much.
Yeah, well, okay, since you're a homer. See, this is the difference between you and me, Alex. I like playing quarterbacks against my team.
Yeah, that was me last year, not this year.
I like using anybody against the Bears. You like playing the guy who starts for your New York Jets, Ryan Fitzpatrick. I don't know what his price is. What's his price? You got to help me out.
$200 on DraftKings. Sorry all for not getting the prices on FanDuel. It was getting a little late and I forgot.
$5,200 on DraftKings for Fitz. How is he so low? Is nobody playing
that game last week?
Yeah, but I mean, even so, like,
it's bad-ish, and like DK actually does take into account opponent rank. So I mean, I guess New England isn't really the best for quarterbacks. Yeah, they're 7th against quarterbacks, but the last time Fitz faced them, Fitz threw for 296, 295, 2 scores, ran for a bunch of yards. I think last week was just a bad week, and they're going to get it together this week. They were able to throw against New England, and plus we're home this time, and he still did that in New England. So I'm expecting 302 scores from him.
I think that's fair. I think New England is particularly effective at taking away opposing passing attacks that are one-dimensional. You know, like they can take away a DeAndre Hopkins. They can take away a guy like that. But when you've got Decker and Marshall plus Powell coming out of the backfield, I feel like Fitzpatrick can have another nice day.
Right, and the last time we played them, Ivory kind of got hurt early, and we didn't really have a rushing attack at all. But I still think that with Powell, the extra yardage, because Powell catches and runs. He has been absolutely we'll get to him, but he's been electric the last 3 weeks. Easily,
Alex, No, Mark, no rules. This is lightning round. Let's just go straight to running backs. Like we've said what we have to say about Fitz, right? Let's segue into Powell.
So with Powell, he has had 3 straight weeks on DK with 19 or more points, 2 of which were over 20. As a Jet fan, I watch every game, obviously. I hope that if you're a fan of a team, you still, even though there's fantasy on, you're still going to watch your team, which I always do. Ivory, I've wanted to see more of Ivory, but every time Powell touches the ball, you can't tackle him. Like every time, handoff, quick pass, screen, or just like a dump off, as soon as he gets the ball in his hands, he's exploding. And this is one of the things with Powell that I've seen over the years, because he's actually been a Jet for a while. He's just never really broken out. He's always been that backup number 2 type guy. He's been good at everything. He's not exceptional at one thing, but he's good at everything. And I think that he's finally the light bulb came on for him, and he just knows how to use every one of his attributes, and he's making people miss. He is accelerating at the right time, and his hands are beyond reliable. So as far as running backs in this backfield go, he's number 1 right now, even though he's not the starter per se, because Ivory is still the starter. He's out snapping and outplaying Ivory.
He's been the better playmaker. Yeah. Here's an interesting question for you, since you do watch every game. You know a lot more about the Jets than I do. Ivory, I see is only 4,700 on DraftKings this week. How do you feel about Ivory as sort of a contrarian, like bounce back play? You know, this is going to be a big game for the Jets. They do need to win. Ivory, his last time out against New England, got injured, but was having a nice game. You know, they gave him 17 carries. He caught a couple passes. What's that?
He was like 12 for like 14 yards at one point in that game, I believe.
They were giving him the rock a lot, though. They were giving him the rock. So, how do you feel about Ivory? Is he just a no play at all this week, even at only 4,700?
For me, other than Ivory, this offense has continued on, but he's going like this right now. He hasn't looked good running the ball. I thought that the switch back to Fitz being under center was going to help, but he actually hasn't been under center the whole game like he was before. They've been running both shotgun, pistol, or all 3 of shotgun, pistol under center. It's kind of throwing him off balance, and I think that they're just more effective when Fitz just drops back and throws the ball instead of handing it to Ivory. I love Ivory. I think he has absolute just ferocity when he runs, but they're running the same plays with him. They're running just inside. They're not getting him outside, bounce it out, and just run people over. They just want him to go inside through the tackles, try to weave his way for extra yard, and it's just not working right now. So that's why Powell has come on so strong, and his effectiveness has led to him getting more snaps, and he's doing more with those snaps. So they're not going to take him off the field now. So I think that Ivory is still trending down this week. I don't think he trends back up.
Okay. All right. I think Ivory might find his way into like one of my tournament lineups, but just one. Just a little guy.
We'll talk on Saturday about it.
Just a little guy. Yeah. Oh, so that's another thing. Okay. As long as we're talking about running backs, let me just basically quote almost verbatim a conversation that Alex and I had Saturday night at like 2 a.m. as we were assembling our DraftKings lineups, okay? So I'm looking at our lineups, and I'm noticing that we have David Johnson in like literally 90% of our lineups. And I say to Alex, Alex, I think we're a little too overweight on David Johnson. I think we should make a few lineups without David Johnson in it. Yep. And Alex looks at it, and he's like, yeah, you're probably right. Just in case, we should make a few non-David Johnson lineups. And then he goes off for like freaking, what did he have? Like 48 points or something insane.
Like, I can't even explain how many lineups were tanked because we decided not to play
David Johnson. Yeah, we stopped.
I had a Cam Ginn stack that was one of the best lineups I think I've ever made, but I had Lamar Miller and AP in, and I scored just under 200 points.
We had, dude, can you imagine, like, we had literally, we stopped, so we made all of our lineups. We just went on this huge lineup rush.
Cam hit the double.
We spent like 2.5 hours making our lineups, and then we stopped and looked at them, and I was looking over here at my sheet. I was doing my search to find the players, and I was like, I was like, Alex, we have David Johnson in literally almost every lineup. And I was like, this is a really not good. We should take him out of a couple just in case. And we just totally just screwed ourselves. Like, we shot ourselves right in the foot with that one.
There are so few opportunities for a quarterback in the NFL, not in college, because I've done college and I've hit the double before, to hit the passing, rushing double. Are you kidding me?
I know, and we did.
No one that can do the double bonus.
I would also – oh, go ahead. Sorry.
No, that's it. Like, there's no one else in the NFL, or I don't think will for a long time, other than maybe Vic in his prime, that can hit the double the way Cam did last week.
The 300, 100.
300, right? 100. Are you kidding?
Yeah, that's insane.
That's filthy. That's absolutely filthy.
So, yeah, David Johnson, what a stud. I mean, look, he's not a value play, but we used him. We still, like, even after taking him out of our lineups, we still used him in, like, 85%.
Oh, yeah, most of my lineups.
Like, for me, well, I actually looked. For me, I had him in 85%. My mistake was not playing Antonio Brown more. That killed me.
Well, when we were having our chat, you were off that passing attack because we didn't – well – I
was off the defense.
But I also agreed that we didn't think Denver was going to score points to make Ben throw the ball. But if we had known that they were going to need to throw the ball, I would have been all over this offense.
Yeah, that was disappointing, the Antonio. But anyway, okay, we digress. David Johnson. By the way, that's how I survived playing Fozzie Whitaker, okay? I had Cam and David Johnson. I mean, I literally outscored the other guy's team with Cam and David Johnson. In my fantasy semifinals.
So I survived without both of those, and guess who my two quarterbacks in my 2-quarterback league were this week?
You told me it was somebody really shitty, like
Matt Ryan and TJ Yates. TJ Yates got me just over 1 point, and I still made it through because of Cook.
That's brutal. Hey, guess how much? So I went through our dynasty league, and I spent very little on waivers. I spent like $10 to pick up Thomas Rawls, and that was it. So guess how much money I just dropped on Kirk Cousins in a 6-point per pass TD league. It's the final week. I have like my whole budget left.
90% of your budget, probably $195 or $190 because it was $200 if I recall.
That's very close. So I dropped $170 on him, and then I dropped $20 on Ruben Randall because I'm losing OBJ. So
I'm assuming I didn't get any pickups because Kurt's managing my team.
Correct. But it's you versus me in the championship in the 14-team.
And you don't have Odell, and I'm going to win, and I'm not going to get anything for it.
It's a 14-team dynasty league with a bunch of sports writers, and Alex and I are facing each other in the title game. And my team should crush him absolutely.
No, it shouldn't.
Stomp him. Yes, it should. My team is so much better than yours.
No, it isn't.
Yes, it is, dude.
Julio, Amari, Cooks.
Okay, you have great receivers.
Oh my God,
I have the best. I have OBJ, Mike Evans, and Sammy, dude. Like you can't compete with that. Like you have really good receivers. The rest of the league, that's what's so funny. The rest of the league is terrible. Like we literally have like the 7 best wide receivers in all of football.
No, we have more than that. We have, I would say, between the two of us, we have, I want to say, 10 to 11 of the top 16 receivers.
Okay, so let's see. So I've got Odell, Evans, OBJ, and Kelvin. I'm going to include Kelvin for next year. You've got Julio, Amari. Help me out here.
Cooks, Allen Robinson.
And who?
Devontae Parker.
Devontae Parker.
As far as dynasty assets are concerned, he counts.
Okay, but look, we've got 8 of the top 10. Like, we've got 8 of the top 10 dynasty assets at wide receiver, which is stupid between 2 teams. And there's no wonder we're facing each other in the final. By the way, I'm starting Captain Kirk against your ass.
I'm actually a little scared because I still have Tyrod. I'm sure I still have Tyrod in because my lineup hasn't changed.
You do have Tyrod in. All right, moving right along. We still have to do lineups tonight. We still have to get through all these stuff. So I'm going to maybe do some edits. Oh, real quick. We mentioned him earlier. Yeah, Cameron Artis-Payne is at 4,300. If Mark were here, he'd cut us off at 4,000. But Mark's not here, so I don't give a damn. No rules. We're going to talk about Cameron Artis-Payne. I think he goes off. I think he crushes the Falcons. I think he's catching passes. He caught, 4 passes on 5 targets last week?
2.
No, I thought he caught more than that. Am I wrong? I could be wrong.
But I think he caught 2 of 2.
Okay, I'm looking right now. Cameron Artis-Payne. Receptions. 2, you're right, for 34 yards. My bad. Yeah, both of his.
They were nice catches, but he only had 2 of them.
Okay, but he is catching passes, which matters in the PPR. And I think here's my thought: this game gets out of hand, and sometime in the halfway through the third quarter, it's Cameron Artis-Payne time. Opinion?
Right. Don't disagree.
I mean, you give me a quarter and a half of nothing but Cameron Artis-Payne time, plus 2.5 quarters of general offensive explosion because Atlanta can't stop anything, and I'll take it.
Here's my hope is that Cam sits and I can play Derek Anderson in my 2 quarterback.
No, I need Cam. I need Cam in my championship game. I desperately need him. You don't understand.
I think Cam I think Cam knows that he can't let down everyone in the championship after he's carrying the league right now. He
literally has. He's carried my team to the title.
He knows he didn't have Cam because he will lose so many fans if he sits this week.
If I didn't have Cam, my team would be terrible. But my running backs all year.
I bet you he sits week 17.
I'm sure he does. I don't care. It's week 16 for the title, so just sit him as much as you want in week 17. Play him this week, please, Ron Rivera. Come on, Chico. Give me one time, Chico.
All right, moving on.
Value picks, wide receiver, and I got to look because you didn't.
Wait, no, we didn't. We talked about Abdullah and Joik, I guess. So.
Oh yeah, okay. So Alex also likes the Lions running backs. I prefer Amir to Joik.
Obviously, Amir over Joik, but Joik is a decent pivot. You can make 2 lineups, one with Abdullah, one with Joik. One of them is going to go off. Joik is going to get goal line touches. Abdullah is going to get a lot more rushing yards, and he's going to catch the ball and probably score a touchdown.
Okay, happy joy.
They're both going to fumble the ball at least once. Guaranteed.
Just give the ball to Amir. Like, what are you doing, Jim Bob Cooter?
Yeah, there's nothing left.
What are you doing?
There's nothing left. Like, why are you still playing Joik? I don't understand.
What are you doing? Go back to the Popeyes. Have yourself some nice, fried fish.
John Gruden was slobbing on Jim Cooter's knob last night so hard. Did you watch? I feel like you weren't watching.
I was not watching. John Gruden is like Mr. Hyperlative. You know what? That's what he is. He's Mr. No, not hyperlative. Superlative. I combined hyperbole. You know what? That's what he is. He's a combination of hyperbole and superlative. That's John Gruden. It's like he took those 2 words and smushed them together. Like, I'm gonna be that.
Yeah, I mean, he does that thing where he just makes up people's nicknames. He's like, he runs through the tackles real well. That's why they call him Smoothie. It's like, what? Where did that come from?
That Jameis Winston, I'll tell you what, he's like the Nolan Ryan of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. What a dumbass.
So bad. No, but he really was I think they had the same influences. I'm assuming. I think that they studied under the same people to learn offense. And
you know what though? John Gruden. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
No, he loves them. He was all about Jim Bob's Cooter last night.
I think John Gruden is one of these classic cases in history of right place, right time.
Yeah.
He's just living proof that you can take anybody and put them in the right place at the right time, and there you go. They'll be successful.
But is he successful?
You could take my dog Zelda and put her in the right place, right time, and she'd win a Super Bowl. If she took over as head coach of the Patriots right now, they'd win anyway. And then everyone would be like, "Oh my God, that dog is a genius."
Say that they're gonna win the Super Bowl right now. That'd be great.
I'm just saying, okay, all right, fine. She could take over coaching the Warriors right now, and everyone would be like, "Oh my God, that dog is the best basketball coach we've ever seen." All right.
Moving
along. Now that I've said that, you like Dorial Green-Beckham this week.
I do. I just think that. Well, when I was making the value,
no, Mariota is not playing.
I know, and I think that actually helps him because Mettenberger just has to throw the ball. And I think they're going to get killed by the Texans. But my thing with DGB is when I was first making the value picks, he was the only one I found under 4,000, so I had to include him because technically he's the only one that fits in under our Mark's dictator rules. So,
I would rather play Ruben Randall at 3,500.
No, I don't.
And I dislike Ruben Randall, and I would rather play him this week.
I don't think I would against Minnesota. Oh well, I guess if no Odell, yeah, probably.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah,
I think Randall's gonna play. But as far as other than Randall, as far as upside goes, DGB is the only one under 4,000 with genuine upside.
Okay.
He's been getting better as the season. Same with Devontae Parker, who we can just talk about briefly. The opportunity is there for him to get targets, and he's doing something with it. They're getting points, and they're still cheap. They have upside, but they also have low floors because these offenses are garbage.
Right.
But Parker,
I don't hate it. I think I'd rather play Parker than DGB.
Yes, absolutely.
I think I'd rather play Ruben Randall than either of them, assuming Odell Beckham Jr. is out.
That is fair.
Otherwise, I don't really have an opinion. Although, actually, I might have an opinion. If Tyrann Mathieu is out, I don't hate Devontae Adams this week.
No, I'm not touching him. I would rather play James Jones. And and you know how much I hate James Jones.
Yeah, okay. All right, the other wide receiver we have here is Willie Snead, but this one sort of comes with a gigantic if. So first of all, he's 4,500 on DraftKings. He's above the 4,000 threshold, but hey.
No rules.
No rules, no mark, no rules. I think Willie Snead, though, just comes with a gigantic if, and that's if Drew Brees plays, right?
Well, obviously.
And from what I've seen, I don't think he's going to.
No, he said he wants to. 2 games.
I mean, want and going to is a different story, though.
Yeah, but I mean, it's Brees. He has a little bit more pull than other people.
Brees has been diagnosed with a torn plantar fascia in his right foot. Let me tell you something. A torn plantar fascia means he is not playing. Now, he's seeking a second opinion.
I really think he might play. I really do.
Brees to stay in the injury in the first half of Monday's game, but a
really
lengthy drug
at least next week because I need Cooks in week 16. Real bad.
Yeah.
Cooks saved me. Last night I was up 19 points. I had Cooks versus Brees and Calvin, and I thought I was going to get my ass handed to me. And
Cooks has been pretty good over the. I actually have a really tough decision in a keeper league. I can only keep 3, and I have Cooks. Russ
Remember when
Wilson?
I got you Cooks and Melvin Gordon, and you weren't sure if you wanted to play?
So I have Cooks, Russ Wilson, Tom Brady, and Kelvin Benjamin, and I have them all really cheap. Like $4 cheap for Brady, 6 for Wilson, 6 for Cooks, and like 10 for Kelvin. I have a really tough decision there who to keep. Really tough decision.
We'll figure it out later. All right, moving on.
All right, anyway.
Need 12 targets, 10 catches.
Sure. I think the big thing is just does Brees play?
Yeah, it's of course if Brees plays, I think he's bordering on close to must play just because they're playing Jacksonville. This should be a shootout. Should be because we've said should be a lot, and it doesn't always happen that way. But as far as this game is set up, it looks like it should be like it was last night with the Saints and the Lions. It didn't really – the last night's game did not go the way I was expecting, but it worked out in terms of how the points were distributed. Because that's kind of how I thought that the points were going to go a little bit, but not really the way they got there.
Yeah.
But regardless – he looked really good. He caught 10 passes. He looked pretty good after the catch. He caught a couple at the line of scrimmage, got tackled. But overall, like Drew Brees was looking his way as much as Cooks. And those are the 2 guys on this offense that if these 2 are playing well, this offense is going to succeed. And I think that goes for next year and into the future. Because I think we're going to get a tight end, and I think Coleman will finally replace Colston and really get the snaps that he deserves. And then you have those 3 plus – someone at tight end and maybe an actual running back, Mark Ingram when he's healthy, maybe somebody else. I don't know. I just hope Kyrie goes somewhere else and gets snaps. That's really all I care about at this point. I love Kyrie.
Yeah, me too. But I mean, he's not going to do. He's buried on the depth chart. You know, that's the problem.
No, he's a free agent, so he might leave. Hopefully.
Okay. 2 more value picks. 1 tight end, 1 defense. We're doing a quick one this week.
3. 2 tight ends.
Oh, yeah, okay. All right, well, let's start with the other one then. Austin Seferian-Jenkins at 3,800. So you know my belief. My belief is you play every big receiver against the Bears. The problem is the Buccaneers have 2 of them. They have Mike Evans and ASJ. Who's to say Evans doesn't get all the party?
He's still pretty inefficient, and he's not a short game guy. ASJ is a short game in place of Vincent Jackson. Plus, he's more likely the red zone target, to be honest, for Jameis. Just because play action, it goes right to ASJ.
Yeah, I mean, actually, I don't hate that. And look,
I don't
care. Look what Jordan Reed did 2 weeks ago, right? I mean, it was miserable. And we talked about it last week. Kyle Rudolph did nothing, but he's Kyle Rudolph, so he always does nothing. But I mean, overall, the Bears can be beat. Their linebackers are not good in coverage. I can tell you that right now. They're playing, I believe, at least 1 rookie safety. They occasionally play 2. So this is not a a defense that can really stop a big target like ASJ. I think he's a good play. I'm actually considering picking him up and playing him in my year-long league for the championship, for the title. My options are Kelsey, Zach Miller, ASJ, or who was the other one I said?
Say that again.
I forgot.
Kelsey, Zach Miller,
ASJ, and there was one more who I was also thinking about playing. Zach Ertz, who we talked about last week on the show and produced very well. But okay, moving along. Last tight end.
About the Ertz play, by the way.
What's that?
You hated when I brought up Ertz. You were like, no.
I did. I just thought you were dead wrong.
Actually did. You almost brought up you almost sent me the Vine. And we were doing this. We were on a video chat, and you were about to bring up the Vine.
I just thought you were dead wrong on Ertz, and I stand corrected. I mean, I guess he and Bradford just really like each other. You know, maybe they send each other Valentine's cards.
He's good. He's getting respected finally in this offense.
Yeah.
This is what he's been though. This is like if you like you weren't on as much last year as you are this year, but like every week in and week out, me and Mark were all about Ertz, and his talent is easily top five tight end talent in the league.
That's making a bold statement.
Doesn't get the ball. I don't care. As
Gronk, ASJ.
As far as talent goes and future prospects, it's Gronk, Kelsey, Eifert, ASJ, and Ertz in the top 5.
Really?
Question about that.
Really?
Yep.
That's an interesting claim.
I don't care. I don't.
You don't care. All right. I don't really have a name that's shooting out at me right now that I can dispute that with.
I mean,
so I guess I'll have to leave it. Jordan Reed, yeah.
Right now, Jordan Reed, you could probably say, yeah.
Right. He's been pretty good.
Maybe.
I still sort of feel like in the right situation, Martellus Bennett could be a beast. I really do.
I think that if you put them in the same spots.
Julius Thomas is interesting to me.
Nah, I don't. As far as he's a touchdown monster, but like he's not the full receiving threat that Ertz is. Julius is more of like a catch and fall down kind of tight end, where he can get open and he can kind of run, but he's just gonna not really do much after the catch. Ertz can catch the ball and make things happen. I think that's a really important aspect that people ignore about him.
Okay, I mean that's a fair point. I can't really argue with it. As I said, there were no names that strongly jumped out to me.
Olsen, I guess.
Olsen, yeah, but I mean,
he's getting older, but you still have to put him in that conversation, obviously.
Right. Okay. All right. The value pick that we both like. We were also both all over this value pick last week. We played them in like almost every single lineup.
You're keeping a tight end.
What? We just talked about him.
No, the other one. Will Tye.
Oh, Will Tye. Yeah. Okay. Will Tye is the other tight end we like. I'm okay with it.
5 straight weeks of 10 or more points.
Yeah, I'm okay with it. I mean, he should get a bump with no OBJ. Should get a pretty sizable bump. The Vikings have been all right against the tight end. They're about middle of the pack, so it's not a bad matchup at all. Last week gave up 6 catches on 6 targets to Zach Miller.
And he's had 5 catches or 70 yards each of the last 3 weeks.
Yeah, I think Tye is a very safe play. I mean, his DraftKings price is still very low at only $3,500. So you can definitely.
I think his upside is.
You could do worse.
His upside is definitely capped, but at the same time, $3,500 for a guy that could probably score 20, especially without OBJ. Why not?
I mean, all he's got to do to score 20 is get in the end zone. He's going to get the catches and yardage to get you there.
Yeah, I mean, if he gets 7 for, let's call it 6 and like 80 yards with the touchdown. I would say that's actually a pretty accurate if he gets in the end zone.
And as we've talked about before, 2 weeks ago, I remember we brought it up. They do have, goal line 5-yard in packages for him.
Yep,
he's part of that. Okay, so Will Tye, we are done with tight ends. Defense. This is a defense that you and I used. I know you used the Steelers a bit more than I did last week. I did not want to use the Steelers, but I did just forget.
I was obviously higher on this team, but I felt like we just kind of need it because we talked about, we didn't think that Denver would score points. So I thought having some exposure to them after what they did to McCarron and Osweiler are very similar quarterbacks. Osweiler is better, but they are similar.
Yeah, I feel Osweiler's a tier above, but okay, that's a debate for another day.
But they're similar in I think the way that they go about their business.
The defense that we like for value, I would say, arguably, this is the
play of the week.
I mean, it's definitely the safest defense out there.
Yeah.
Maybe the Lions at home.
No,
against San Francisco. Maybe
they're not scoring. Like they keep having these good matchups, the Lions, and
then not producing. Yeah,
not doing anything.
Yeah. So okay, this is. I'm gonna have to say this is probably the safest defense you could play this week. Other than maybe Denver at home versus Cincinnati and the AJ McCarrons. Other than who are you gonna say?
Are you the Chiefs at home against Cleveland? Are you saying?
Oh yeah, Chiefs at home, but they're expensive.
Right.
So the Texans, the Houston Texans,
2,800
are playing. Yeah, they're only 2,800, so less than 3K. Nice value. They're playing on the road, but they're playing Tennessee. The big thing here is they're playing Zach Mettenberger, which means like automatic start, right?
Pretty much. Like I am struggling for a quarterback in my 2-quarterback league, and there's no way I'm playing Mettenberger.
Yeah, I would not.
I am playing Whedon against Mettenberger, but I'm not playing.
That's disgusting. I would not do that either.
But I'm not playing Matt Ryan against Carolina, and I really don't want to play Tannehill against Indy. I don't.
That's the one who I would play. I would play Tannehill.
I don't trust him whatsoever.
Me neither, but I trust him more than I trust Brandon Whedon.
I don't. I really don't. I'm actually still even considering if Clausen starts playing Clausen against Pittsburgh second.
That's the grossest thing you've ever said.
I want to puke everywhere, but I am genuinely serious about starting Brandon Whedon and Jimmy Clausen in Week 16.
Dude, Jimmy Clausen, let me tell you something. He's not a quarterback.
He's terrible, but he put up
he's not.
He put up points in a game where he threw a pick six. He threw a pick six, and he still put up I think he had like 19 points on DraftKings last week.
He's not a quarterback.
He's terrible. But at the same time, I don't have other options that I can rely on.
I would play Tannehill over him in a heartbeat. Like not even I wouldn't even think twice about it. I would not bat an eye, as the saying goes, to play Tannehill.
Would you really play Matt Ryan over Brandon Whedon right now? The way that Matt Ryan looked against Carolina?
Probably not. No.
Against Jacksonville?
I'm okay with playing Whedon over Ryan. I'm not okay with playing Clausen over Tannehill. Like that.
I just want Derek Andrews. I picked him up 3 weeks ago, hoping that they might take Cam out by now. But
they'll play him in Week 17.
I know, but I don't need him for Week 17.
Yeah, that's the problem. Okay, we're done with value picks. Let's do a quick lineup and then let's go home.
I know who I'm going to pick up. I'm going to do it right. I'll do it right after the show. I'm going to pick up fucking Matt Flynn for New Orleans.
Fucking Matt Flynn. That's not a bad idea. Although, be careful. They might let the rookies start.
Okay, whichever New Orleans quarterback is starting in place of Green.
I'd much rather play them over Jimmy Clausen, yes.
Done. I will drop Clausen and Derek Anderson, and I'm picking both of them up.
Let the Wookiee start. Okay, sorry. That was really bad.
I know. I really do hope I really like Garrett Grayson. I'm actually a very big Garrett Grayson fan.
Yeah, didn't the Bears have him like on their practice squad or something?
The Saints drafted him this year in the 3rd round.
Who am I thinking of? They had somebody named Garrett something. I don't know. All right, let's make a lineup. Can you do the screen share because I'm dumb?
Yeah, give me a minute to set it up. If you want to just be entertaining or put BB-8 on the screen or something.
You know, BB-8 is in the other room. He's taking a nap.
That thing actually have like real naps? I'm confused.
Yeah, BB-8 gets tired.
All right, while I'm setting this up, we're doing a tournament. We're not doing cat. I don't feel like doing cats right now.
I'm fine with that. Let's just do one. Let's do a Jameis lineup and see how it goes.
See, I was thinking a Ben Martavis lineup.
Who are the Steelers playing?
Baltimore.
That's right. Okay.
Martavis, speed freak against the Baltimore secondary. We talked about this with Lockett. Lockett worked out 2 weeks ago. I think that everyone's going to be on Antonio, and it's setting up for Martavis, to be honest.
I don't hate it. You know, I was actually – so I have to replace OBJ with somebody. Now, the problem is our Dynasty League is really stupidly set up. We only have one IR spot, and we have way too few bench spots. So my bench is nothing but a bunch of guys on injured reserve. I have Arian Foster, Thomas Rawls, Kelvin Benjamin, Rashard Matthews is currently out. So I don't know what to do. I'm actually dead serious. I'm considering playing a lot of Marcus Wheaton this week. I'm considering using Marcus Wheaton to fill in for OBJ instead of Ruben Randall.
I don't know. They both suck.
Yeah.
They're both terrible. They're
Good
both
analysis,
really bad.
Good analysis. They both suck. Okay. Yeah, okay. I'm fine with the Ben Marte. I never have a problem with a Steelers stack. Like that's one of the single safest things you can do, I feel, this year in fantasy is to just make a Steelers stack and be done with it.
Yeah.
So let's
Especially
get
in this matchup. It's not going to be one of the. All right, here's the thing. The thing with the Chiefs, the Steelers, and the Jets, the three of them are all fighting for 2 spots. These teams are going for it. They are not taking their foot off the pedal, any of them in any game that they're in the rest of the season. And this is another example of such a matchup that they could just explode.
That's another thing, though, that I'm worried about is this game could get out of hand really quickly.
Yeah, but at the same time, we're not going to do it for this one, but I'm definitely going to have a Ben, D'Angelo, Martavis stack.
Right. And as we always say, like, in order for a game to get out of hand, you've got to score points. So, okay. Ben Martavis, what do you want to do? Go to tight end?
I want to put your boy in first.
Cameron?
No, your play of the week.
Oh, yeah. Okay. So, last week, my secret play of the week, who was not really so secret, was Michael Floyd. Let me tell you, this is my thoughts on Floyd, okay? He put up 12 points on DraftKings last week, exactly. Here's my thoughts on Floyd.
You didn't need to put up points, though.
That's what I was going to say. So, in a game where the game got out of hand early with some really awesome David Johnson scores, that run was – did you see that run?
Oh, my God. I watched the whole game. It was so much fun to watch.
Oh, my God. It was great. Okay? Here's the thing. So it's a game where they get a jump on the opponent early. They're way up. They don't need to throw. Here's all of the bad – let me just say it this way. Here's all of the bad things that happened to Floyd's fantasy day last week. First, the Cardinals got up really early and didn't need to throw. Second, he went out of bounds at the half-yard line. He was half a yard away from scoring a long touchdown.
Oh, yeah, that was brutal.
You remember that one? Yeah, and made a sick catch, too.
The same thing happened with Cooks last night, too. I thought I was in trouble when he didn't catch the touchdown at the end of the first half.
Yeah, I saw that.
Not scoring at all.
So, like, game script was not in his favor. He was half a yard away from a long touchdown. He dropped a couple of passes. And despite, like, it seemed to me, here's what it seemed like to me. Despite literally everything sort of going against his fantasy value, he still put up double digits and almost hit cash value. Like, that's how good Michael Floyd is right now. Like, that's how good Michael Floyd is. Everything that could have possibly gone wrong went wrong.
Did you see the one catch that he made on the line of scrimmage where he where he just caught it with his body hand and he just gator chomped it just to catch it?
That's what I'm saying.
And it was
I did see that. He's so good, dude. He's so good right now.
Incredible.
So I think that this is another thing people don't realize. Right now, Michael Floyd is the #1 wide receiver on the best offense in football.
Yep.
And people don't realize that. They think it's Larry Fitzgerald. What's that?
Can we call it tied? I would say tied for first with Pittsburgh, just because.
Okay, fair enough.
But right now we have the two.
But I mean, statistically, they're the best offense in football. Statistically, the Cardinals are the best offense in football. Now, you can argue and say, well, that's because Big Ben missed a few games. The Steelers are right there. And I agree, actually. I think the Steelers are right there with them.
I like Arizona more, but Pittsburgh just has so much firepower.
Yeah.
I think that the thing that sets them apart just a little bit is that before 2 weeks ago, they at least were committed to one running back, and they weren't fucking around with that. Now Arizona finally has that. But the other thing is that they actually have a tight end that they can rely on. Whereas
you know what, though? You know what I was going to say is you talked about how much firepower Pittsburgh has. Dude, the Cardinals. Okay?
No,
if you were to stack up receivers to receivers, and this is going to sound insane, I'd rather have the Cardinals receivers because of their third, fourth, and fifth guys.
Yeah.
Like, I'll take John Brown, Jerron Brown, and J.J. Nelson over Marcus Wheaton and whatever, Darius Hayward-Bay, any day of the week. So to me, Yeah.
No, that's fine. I agree.
But anyway, so the point I was trying to make is that Michael Floyd is the number one receiver on statistically the best offense in football. Mm-hmm. And look at his price, $4,900. Now look at Antonio Brown's price, $9,300. Like, I know he hasn't been Antonio Brown, but he's been really damn good. He's been really good.
Yeah, and here's the other thing. Even though Antonio Brown is looking like he's set up for this monster game, when we talk about value, he needs to hit 40 points to hit value for us. That's like
which he can do.
He can do, and he's done it at least twice this season, but that's asking a lot. Whereas with Michael Floyd, 20 points is almost like a floor for him, and you can get so much more like numbers on that X value. You could be looking at the same 40 points because they might need to throw the ball all day against Green Bay, and instead of it being 4x, it's 8x with Michael Floyd.
Looking back, where do you want to go?
I want to put in Mr. Bilal Powell.
Okay, let's go to running back then.
We're going to put him in. Do you want to put in another one, or do you want to
Let's look at running back and just have a look. Okay. Go down.
Okay, yeah. Give me my computer's slow.
So let's just throw David Johnson in there.
Yeah, I was gonna suggest David.
I mean, he's only $100 more than he was last week, and he just freaking went off. And it's not like Green Bay has been that good against the run. Don't be fooled by the numbers.
And he catches the ball.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, he's so good. Okay, so
they even designed pass plays for him. All right, tight end.
Let's do defense first because I'm pretty sure
throw the Texans in.
Because I was gonna say it's either the Texans or it's gonna be the Chiefs. But if we want to save some money,
we actually have a pretty inexpensive lineup, so we might be able to go the Chiefs here.
Right.
Let's throw the Texans in for now and have a look.
Yep, that's
what can we do with tight end?
Agree completely. I don't know. Tight end for me this week is really tough because I don't want to play Gronk, but
I do not either want to play Gronk.
But at the same time, he could do what he did last time and go for.
What about? Okay, I know you don't like it, but what about Julius? I like Julius this week.
Yeah, I actually do like this because New Orleans looked like it when Ebron has been as bad as he was and looked as good as he did last night.
You can do anything against New Orleans, so let's throw Julius in.
My earlier comments about saying that he's not a top 5 tight end has nothing to do with what he can do this week. I don't think he's as talented as those other guys, but as far as point production is concerned, he can do what all of those other guys can because of volume in this offense and red zone shares.
Right.
So I'm good.
Okay. Let's get our third wide receiver and then go to tight end. Or then go to flex, sorry.
A-Rob? I think, I know it's a double.
A-Rob Julius. I don't hate it, but I don't particularly like it either. Let's go down.
I particularly like it just because, A, we're doing a tournament here, and B, I
don't hate A-Rob at all. I'm probably going to do quite a few Jacksonville stacks.
We can have 3 mini stacks in this lineup. Ben and Martavis, David and Michael Floyd, like we did a lot last week, and Julius A-Rob.
I don't hate it. I think that's a high-scoring game.
I think he sees Browner most of the game, too, because I think that what's his name? Bro is just staying on the left since Rob Ryan got fired. So
right. You know who I want to play in flex? I think we can afford him in the Chiefs. Yeah, throw in A-Rob and then put Sammy in the flex.
Sammy? Against Dallas?
Yeah. Oh, no, not Sammy. Who am I thinking of? Who's playing Philly this week?
Washington?
Okay. Let's put let's put Deshaun in there and then let's upgrade the Chiefs.
Do you want to play Deshaun or do you want to play Jordan Reed?
Let's put Deshaun in there and see what it looks like.
We have a lot of money. That's what it looks like. Oh, no, we don't have this game because it's Saturday.
Oh, that's right. Okay. So what can we do?
Apologies, we're not.
I don't hate Marshall here. I do not hate Marshall here.
Here's my worry.
Yes.
That Belichick is going to try to take him out of the game like he did last time.
There's always Decker.
There is always Decker, but this would probably might have been his worst week of the season was against New England.
Okay, what do you want to do then?
I don't know. I think we can upgrade to the Chiefs and see if there's something cheap.
Okay, let's do that. Let's throw the Chiefs in there.
Let's just think about the like. All right, I guess we can just do it. I guess it doesn't really make a difference. So this sets us up for Sammy, but I don't like Sammy in Dallas.
Yeah, I don't particularly like that either. Although I think Dallas. Hey, you're going the wrong way. I think Dallas has given up, so I don't hate Sammy, and it's not like they have anybody else.
I would hate. Say nope. Jarvis is too expensive. Oh, man.
I don't hate Macklin there.
Yeah, I was just gonna say that, but
I also don't hate Cooks there, and we talked about game stats as well. We like playing players in the same game because of shootout potential.
What about the super contrarian Gurley play against Seattle?
I don't hate it either.
I don't really hate it. That price.
Yeah, I don't mind it. He hasn't looked very good. Did you watch last week's game? He really didn't look all that good.
All right, so let's do this. Let's take A-Rob out because now we upgraded to the Chiefs.
Okay, so Freeze, throw Gurley in there.
Let's put Macklin in there.
No, just throw whatever. Throw somebody in there. There you go. That's a pretty good lineup. You could go super contrarian and play Gurley. I like Macklin actually quite a bit this week. As we talked about, Kansas City is going to have to win. They're going to have to score.
Oh my God, this is a mini stack lineup. The only one that isn't is Bilal.
Look what Macklin, or I'm sorry. Look what Baldwin and Lockett did last week against Cleveland, and that's why I like Macklin. All right, now let's take out A-Rob and Macklin and see what we can do. Let's throw in a Nuke.
Really? You don't like Whedon? You want to throw in Nuke?
I hate Whedon, but I mean that game to me has sneaky high scoring all over it. Or what do you want to do? Who you want to throw in?
I hope it doesn't have sneaky high scoring. We're playing their defense almost everywhere.
Yeah, that's true. Tennessee's not going to do anything, so never mind.
That. Here, maybe, you know what I don't hate? What we were talking about earlier. Mike Evans.
Okay. Now what can we throw in at 64?
We can throw
flex. Let's go to flex and see what we got.
Jarvis would be an option here.
Don't mind it.
But I hate Tannehill. Because he's a dick. Or again, we can put the Texans back in and see what we can do there.
Let's put the Texans back in and see if we can get Jordan Reed in at tight end.
We can't. No, Jordan Reed's playing on Saturday.
Oh, damn.
Otherwise, I would probably make a Cousins lineup.
Let's take Julius out.
Are we taking the Texans out also?
Nope. Let's look at the tight ends. Now, I don't want a mini stack with Evans and ASJ. I think it's one or the other that has a big game.
So let's put in Ty. Because we like Ty this week.
We like Ty. Okay, I'm fine with that. I also like Zach Miller this week.
Yeah. I mean, we can because we have a lot of money.
Now, what can we do at flex?
Pretty much everyone but the top 4 wide receivers. Everyone in the league. You know who I don't hate this week? Even though he formed us last week? Yeah. Yep. That's exactly what. And
I don't hate Peterson either.
We can fit Miller in if you want.
What's that?
We can fit Miller in if you want.
Yeah, let's see what
we can do a lot.
Let's see what we can throw in. Yeah, let's see what we can throw in at tight end.
Miller down.
Yeah, I like Zach Miller this week. I actually do like Zach Miller a lot this week. I think he has a good game.
I don't hate Rodgers because of what Ertz did.
Yeah, I don't hate it either.
I actually kind of like that because then it also stacks the game where we're assuming Arizona is going to be up. And they need to throw the ball to somebody.
I like this lineup as well. And I would consider this week, I would consider Peterson a contrarian play because of what happened last week.
Oh, yeah. And the Giants cannot stop the run. They genuinely can't. The only, Cam shredded them. And the only reason the running backs didn't do that much is because Cam
did it all. Yeah.
So they didn't really rush a lot.
Bam. 2 tournament lineups. Value picks, all in one show, plus a little bit of nonsense, plus the mystery beer. What else did we do tonight that was cool?
We announced the awards for next week.
Oh, yeah, guys, you got to tune in for the award show. It's going to be a ton of fun. We're going to come up with the most ridiculous awards we can think of, and then we're going to give them out to real NFL players who probably would not accept them, even if given the opportunity to. It's going to be a blast. So award show next week, next Tuesday.
Yeah. So we don't have a show. We don't have a show Thursday because of Christmas Eve. We don't have a show next Thursday because of New Year's Eve. So we have only the one show this week and next week. But then starting playoffs, we might go back to 2 a week for funsies. because we're still going to keep doing it throughout the playoffs because there still will be DraftKings to play. So, and we'll actually be able to dive a little deeper into games that way, so we can actually have a full game discussion. Some of those games, because it's really only going to be 4 games a week, so we can actually.
I'm actually looking forward to that, where there's less games, less options. I feel like that's going to be. Yeah, I feel like that's going to be an advantage for people who know what they're doing. Frankly, like I really do, because there's a less random element to it when there are fewer games. That's why I love playing NBA slates. My favorite NBA slates to play are the nights with very few games, because then I'll just play like 10 to 12 lineups and I'll feel really confident I'm going to hit with most of them, and I usually do.
Yeah. No. So with I guess then Tuesdays we'll do the 4 game slates. The 4 games, we'll break those down, and then on Thursdays we'll probably do lineups, because I don't think we can fit that into 1 hour. So we probably will go back to two a week. But keep an eye out for any news that we might send out. Also, please join the Listeners League. If the link isn't working for any reason whatsoever, just because Mark isn't here and he sabotaged the whole show from the beginning, tweet at us. We will send you the link. But other than that, good luck this week. And if you have any more questions, because we obviously won't be on Thursday, just
use the Twitter. Use that tweeter.
Yeah, use that tweeter.
Use Jim Bob's tweeter. Alex, I have a Lego TIE Fighter right here. Can you see?
We had a brief Lego conversation.
I'm a huge Lego fan.
So. I just combined every single Lego that I have into a big box at this point.
When I was a kid, that's what I did too. I would take I'd make a pirate spaceship, and then I would have the police come and arrest everybody on the pirate spaceship. But now I'm like a collector, so I have real here. Hold on, look at this guy. Hold on. Okay, this is my little.
Time out. You had the police come to a pirate ship.
Yeah, they were doing illegal booty hunting. So
the police showed up in the middle of the water.
Right. I had a police. You bet I had a police boat.
All right. As long
I had a Lego police boat. It even floated. I'd take that thing into the bathtub with me. Look at this bad boy. Look at this. Lego Republic Cruiser. Okay. It's huge. It's got a little.
All right. Here's the other thing with
compartment that comes off here, and you can see the little.
They got
stormtroopers. Can you see the stormtroopers? They really are. They're so expensive. So I'll buy one huge set every now and then. I'm a collector of the Lego Star Wars series. My favorite is the Millennium Falcon that I have. Let me put this back. I also have Shuttle Tidarium. That's a new set. It's pretty awesome. I want to get the new Millennium Falcon that came out for The Force Awakens, so that I could have both Millennium Falcons and I could have them just Millennium Falcon battle, but I haven't done that yet. Our listeners probably think I'm just a dumbass. They're like, dude, that guy needs to shut up. For real.
Well, we don't know because we don't have a chat. So.
No, we don't. Yeah.
Which is great, because we just get the bullshit and nobody can make comments.
Nobody. Yeah. Like that one guy last week who was like, talk football.
Yeah, we're not going to talk football all the time. This is not what the show is. We're not just the most serious people in the world telling you.
What is he? He wants to tune in and just have us read stats and be like, okay, you should play this guy because 15 carries for 79 yards and 3 receptions for 48 yards.
Basically, what Mark does before we start fucking around and talking about the player.
Yeah, that's true. That is what Mark does. Mark's the stat guy. He's like, hey,
this is his price, and then shoot it over to Peter Alex, and then we fuck around. Which is so much fun when Mark is.
You know what though? I feel like we actually talked way too much football tonight.
We really talked a lot more football than I was expecting,
Me too.
Especially in we actually did this in about an hour, and we got value picks and lineups done. Granted, this lineup took very, very little time, but at the same time, we still did everything that
it's a good lineup,
and we didn't really waste too much time. I mean, you were late, so that was probably part of it, but
yeah. All right. Well, that was fun. I will catch you next Tuesday. Have a happy holidays and Merry Christmas, Alex, and listeners. You guys, do if you're Jewish like Alex, have a wonderful Hanukkah.
No,
you guys say something.
First of all, time out. Hanukkah's over. Second of all,
Hanukkah's over. I hope you had a wonderful Hanukkah.
Wait. We still celebrate Christmas. We just go to movies and have Chinese food, because that's the only thing that's open on Christmas.
Is that the official Jewish celebration of Christmas?
That is genuinely the official Jewish Christmas. It's all right. There are 3 things that you can do on Christmas as a Jew. You can go skiing, which means go away with your family and go skiing.
Okay.
You will still have Chinese food for dinner because it's still the only thing that's open.
Okay.
Or you go to movies with family or whoever, other Jewish people. It doesn't matter. Just you and at least one other Jew has to go to a movie and have Chinese food, or you wasted it.
The more you know. I feel like we should have a rainbow come across the screen here. Like, the more you know, Jewish Christmas. Well, happy Christmas, happy Jewish Christmas, Merry Kwanzaa to those of you who are
like a sound effect type thing on our shows from now on. It's like whenever we say something else, that thing just pops up.
Somehow, I think the Jewish Christmas Award is going to sneak its way into next week's award show. Yeah. Merry Kwanzaa. What else am I missing? Are there any other holiday celebrations? Like, do the Rastafarians have any like Christmas like thing that they do? Like, do they just
I think we're
eat a bunch of brownies? Huh?
I think we're bordering on explicit.
Yeah. Okay. Well, anyway, enjoy whatever it is you do for Christmas. Me personally, I will be building some Star Wars Legos, going to the Star Wars movie, drinking a lot of craft beer, and falling asleep. Alex?
I will probably
Chinese food in a movie.
Chinese food and probably Star Wars also, which is weird because like you're not supposed to do that on Christmas, but I'm okay with it.
Yeah. Okay. Well, happy holidays, everybody. We'll see you next Tuesday. No show Thursday. No Mark Milano. You know what? I'm really disappointed. I got 0 tweets.
Yeah, I didn't get any
for what Mark was doing. Like, we left it wide open. You could have said Mark was doing anything. I mean, I had some pretty inappropriate ones that I was coming up with, and nobody sent us anything. Yeah.
We did start pretty late. We'll probably get some throughout the week, and probably going to retweet some of them if they're funny.
If they're funny, I will definitely retweet them.
If they're funny, we are. Make sure you mention both of us in the tweet.
And Mark Milano, yeah, him and Milano.
All three. Make sure you mention all 3 of us when you send out these tweets, and we promise to retweet any of the good ones.
All right, for Alex Hanowitz, no Mark Milano, I am Pete Karaganis. This is my Lego TIE Fighter. Merry Christmas. See you all.
Did I get your handle right? I did it really quickly off the top of my head.
You did. That was fantastic. My last name is very difficult to spell. You know, translated literally, it means Dark John. But transliterated just means Johnson.
So that's why you like D. Johns so much.
Peter Johnson.
D. Johns.
Yeah. No, I'm just
the Johnson joke, but it went over your head. Okay.
No, I got the D. Johns joke. I'm just saying, like Peter Johnson. Like, could my family get any more dick references in there? I don't think so. All right. And with that, I feel like we should end.
We should probably get off the air. So, all right. Have a good week. Good luck, everybody. We'll see you next week.
Go Cubs.